Hello, everyone. This is StrawberryShorty here with Haunted Heartbeats. There's a supernatural serial killer on the loose. Will you and your friends be able to stop the murders, or will you be the next victim? So this one doesn't seem to have an intro. It just kicks us right in, and I think it's one of the older ones, judging by the look of it. It doesn't even fit on the screen. There's also no audio settings for this, so I can't do anything. I also can't make it fit the screen better. You can't prove that ghosts don't exist. Rhett. You can't prove that they do exist. I get to do my terrible male voices again, and then forget them all. I can too. Elena said that she felt a presence behind her on the west stairwell. And Ethan's cousin's girlfriend actually felt a hand on her shoulder in the girls' bathroom. But when she turned around, she was alone. And just yesterday, Mr. Gordon's notebook went missing while it was on his desk. Rhett shrugs and waves his hand, knowing that habit infuriates me. All unreliable sources, and that's hardly evidence, let alone proof. Eyewitness testimony is admissible in a court of law. Rhett rolls his eyes. Eyewitnesses are hardly what you'd call reliable. Show me some video or even photos. The west stairwell has a broken window. Elena probably felt a draft. And Mr. Gordon misplaces his stuff all the time. Bet you $5 it dropped under his desk. And what about Ethan's cousin's girlfriend? Who even is that? Hearsay. Ugh. Childhood friend or not, Red has a stubborn streak a mile long. Finding something to agree on is like pulling teeth. It was easier when we were kids, when I could talk him into things. What should I say? You're about to encounter your first choice. It's up to you how to respond. Tell him he's right. Tell him to shove it. I'll say tell him he's right, because I wouldn't never really say the latter. You know what? You're absolutely right. I am. Absolutely. Photo evidence, video evidence. Those are great ways to prove to you it's all true. Uh-oh. This seems like the dumb teenagers sneak into school after dark and get themselves killed moment. You're being very suspicious. Me? Suspicious? No such thing. I was just thinking, you should take the pictures yourself. Live the full experience. I take a brochure from my bag and shove it in his face. Haunted mansion. Sleep in it for a full night for only $250. You can get all the proof you need. I bet cameras wouldn't function real well in a haunted mansion. Probably really dark. Yeah, right. Like I'd pay $250 to be conned. That place is a sham. It's not. You're just too afraid that the supernatural is real. Of course not. But paying to be lied to is ridiculous. Shorty, even for you. You're impossible to talk to. Let's see Nick. He can straighten you out. Fine. Even President Spooky has better arguments than you. Rhett and I walk into the occult club room, bickering the whole way. In Japan, do they really have occult clubs? Because I feel like that's always a thing. But I don't see a school being okay with that. I've known Rhett since I was a child, and he's one of my oldest friends. However, he and I disagree on some things. A lot of things. And these guys are all really big. Nick, can you please clear something up between us? Oh, because he's going to be entirely unbiased. I mean, yeah, he is in the occult club. President of the occult club doesn't exactly give you points in credibility, Nick. You leave him alone. Nick, don't pay attention to the unbeliever. He denied ghosts exist if one possessed him. Well, if one possessed him, I feel like he probably wouldn't know. Nick straightens, looking up from the book he was reading. At it again, I see. I don't know why I gave him an oddly feminine voice. Her arguments are entirely circular and illogical. They are not. Your mind is just more tightly shut than your wallet. Hey, Red is not at fault for not wanting to spend $250 to sleep in a haunted house. Shorty, Rick brings up good points. You do tend to pick up arguments that don't go anywhere. Your logic can be faulty and doesn't follow a sound conclusion. Huh. Shut it. And Rhett, you're stubborn as a mule. You could stand to give a more open mind in doing your own research. You don't like someone's arguments, so you think they're wrong without giving it more thought. You both need to find different ways to discuss your issues. How am I supposed to have a discussion with this brick wall? It takes me to no one. You just called yourself a brick wall. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. All right, you two. I think there might be something we can do to help both of you. It's probably going to get you both murdered, but it'll be fine. Yeah, where are the, here only to die students? We haven't encountered them yet. What's that? There have been rumors going around the school about a new apparition. Students say it's usually seen near the library, and sometimes they hear a strange sound. I'd like us to check it out. Shorty, you might find your proof. Rhett, you might find some open-mindedness. Yes, I'll do it. Fine, if it gets you to be quiet about ghosts. Alright, let's go. I'm still not entirely thrilled with the voice I gave Nick. We make our way to the library. As we walk, I keep shooting glares at Rhett as he makes stupid faces behind Nick's back. I'm glad to have Nick to back me up. He and I share a lot in common, and he's someone I look up to. Nick is much more thoughtful than Rhett. He has his own sense of quiet dignity. Oh my gosh. Quiet in the library. There aren't many people I can seriously talk to about my interest in the supernatural. Nick is one of those few. Apparently this was before Reddit. Here we are. It looks real haunted. Shut up. This is our chance to solve a real-life supernatural mystery. Probably just a rat banging around the pipes. Here, I'll stick in the mud, you know that? Let's look around, see if you find something. Come get the rest of us. Rhett and I nod our agreement and start looking. After almost a half hour of searching, I'm almost ready to call it. Well, I don't like those large beams going up from the bookcases, and there's too many plants. I like this music, though. Then I noticed a strange bookshelf on a freshly painted wall I don't remember seeing before. But the fact that the light has gone dark has apparently not caught her attention. I didn't know they were doing new construction on this side of the library. I guess they needed more room for an expansion? It's encased in glass with only a couple of books inside. You can't see it in this picture, but it's there, trust us. It looks fairly old, but there's no dust inside or out. I touch it gently. It gives way, revealing an opening just big enough for a person to fit through. Should I get the others? Call to the boys or investigate by myself? Well, you know what I'm not doing? I'm not investigating by myself in what I know is some form of horror game. Call to the boys. Forgetting I'm in the library, I call out in my excitement. Nick, Rhett, come over here. I hear no reply. Strange. Guys, come on, I know you can hear me. The library is empty. No way they can't hear me. If it's empty, they're not in it. I shoot off a text telling them to meet me at the new end of the library. Well, there's nothing on that screen. Still nothing, but then a rustling sound. Get away from the door! Or maybe something being dragged, maybe? Help! Oh no, someone's in trouble! Startled, I look back into the hole. Hello? Is someone in there? Help! Someone's in there and they need help! Hold on, I'm coming! I look around quickly, hoping to see Nick or Rhett. Neither were close by. I shoot a text to both of them. I hope they come quickly. I hope they come quickly. Meanwhile, someone could be hurt. I need to help. I hope it's not a trap. It gets darker the farther down I grow. I fumble for my cell phone and the button for the flashlight. Eek! My cell phone feels like it was dripping wet from a thick, warm liquid. Oh, that's never a good sign. I drop it like a hot potato, the light flickering as the light was dyed red from the liquid on it. The phone I drop looks nothing like mine. It's at least a couple years old. It's not even a smartphone. Who even has a flip phone anymore? Please, please help me. The voice is still faint, but closer this time. Please, don't leave me alone. I hear the sound of sobbing. It echoes around the tunnel, making it hard to pinpoint the source of the sound. Who is it? A victim that's gonna die? The third guy? The ghost trying to trick us? The ghost of the original victim? Why won't anyone come? Why won't anyone answer? It's been so long. Yeah, it's probably a ghost. I'm so cold. Damn it. The crying starts to fade. Hello? Hello? I hear you. Don't leave. I can hear you. Hello? The crying stops. Hello? The sound of shattering glass echoes in the darkness. Afraid of falling glass, I snatch the phone from the ground and race back. Then, the sound of something scraping on the ground. It gets closer. I reach the top, panting and out of breath. Who should I look for? A teacher, or I should find the others? I kind of want to help the poor scared person. Find the others. A teacher ain't gonna believe this. The boys need to see this. Maybe they can help. Nick, Rhett, where are you? Nick, Rhett. Shorty, are you alright? You guys need to see this. Follow me. Shorty, what's going on? Look, it's over here. Oh wow, it's still there. At least the dark half of the library is. What are we supposed to be looking at? The wall, the hole. It's gone. Shorty, where have you been? We've been looking for you for hours. In this library, not leaving it. They look very, very annoyed. We were worried sick about you. You should have contacted us. What are you talking about? I just saw you a half hour ago. I glance at the time. Indeed, several hours have gone by. I just texted you. Their annoyance gives way to concern. Shorty, you've been gone for hours. It's dark out. No, it isn't. I don't understand. I still need to work on Nick's voice. Shorty, you're scaring me. You're scaring us. What's wrong? I don't know. I have to go home. Shorty, wait. Come on, you've never done something like this before. What happened? I shrug and push past them. Text me later, okay? He shouts after me as I nearly run away, leaving that poor person trapped in a hole. I arrive home, shaken but a little calmer. Perhaps a bath will help me calm down. Well, the music is cheerful, but baths in these types of games don't go well. That's so strange. Did I imagine everything? The voice, the tunnel, the glass? What about the phone? Oh God, I hope I'm not crazy. I glance at my phone sitting by the sink. Why would you put your phone anywhere in the bathroom? I mean, maybe I could understand keeping it in the bathroom, but I don't know if it should be near the sink or any water. No sign of that strange red liquid. It was indeed my phone. Buzz buzz. What? Oh. Text from the enemy. Buzz buzz. Who could be calling at this hour? A serial killer? What's this? The phone buzzes one more time and goes silent. A confirmation of a complete download popped on screen. A new icon appears on my home screen. I haven't downloaded anything. What the heck? Are we about to become Persona users? It's probably bloatware, or maybe a virus. You should go get your phone and check. Can't be too careful these days. I try to delete the app. Instead, the screen goes white. Show us the app. What the heck? Did I open it on accident? The screen changes. Numbers appearing on the screen. 442. I think that might be part of the title, but I don't know. I didn't see it on there, but... 442, what's this? The number flashes, dark against the screen. I try pressing it, but nothing happens. Frustrated, I exit the app and try to delete it. Nothing happens. I try to move it. Nothing. I try to put it in a folder. It doesn't budge. Well, yeah, you'd have to move it to do that. What's going on? Uneasy, I put the phone down. Maybe I should tell one of the guys about what happened earlier. I wonder who I should text. Maybe Rhett? He knows more about electronics than I do. That I do. Or maybe Nick? He has good sense. He might know what it is. Buzz buzz. I glance at the screen, a bit nervous. Was it another update? Seeing the sender, I break into a big smile. Karen! My best friend Karen is texting me in a group chat. Is Karen going to be our sacrificial lamb? We started sitting next to each other in middle school. Are we texting in the bathtub? We're going to break our phone. I can always count on her to make me feel better. I begin to read and reply to the texts. Hey, sweet girl, are we still on for Saturday? What should I text back? Of course, or what are we doing? I'll say of course. We sure are. Great. I'm glad the teacher assigned us this project. It'll be really fun. And a piece of cake. We could probably get done early and have fun the rest of the day if only you weren't going to die. Yeah, I say when we finish, let's get cake. I like your idea of fun. I also like the idea of a strawberry shortcake. Reference to us. This is why we're friends, and I vote for German chocolate. You have excellent taste in friends and cakes. Agreed. Well, that's eerie. Oh, I forgot to mention. George got added to our group last minute. I thought this was like an evil teacher character, but I think this might be the third guy. I can't exit out of the app to check. He doesn't really fit the bright color scheme, though. Oh, George is working on the project too? Okay. Oh, he's blushing. Yeah, he didn't join any of the groups, so the teacher assigned him with us. I see. Well, it's good to have extra help. We can use it. Let's include him in this as a group chat. That's a good idea. I don't know George very well, but he seems smart enough. Why do we have his number? He'll be a big help on this project. I hear a ping as our classmate was added to the group chat. Hey. Hi. Hey, George, we were just talking about the project. Oh, yeah? I'm okay with whenever. Where do you want to meet? Well, we chat for a while discussing Saturday. After we finalize our plans, this afternoon is almost gone from my mind. Until the nightmare. I fall asleep looking forward to the weekend on my very blurry bed. No nightmare. I run to school in a panic, a piece of toast hanging from my mouth. I miss the first alarm the next morning and arrive at school a little late. Where are our parents? I don't think the teacher's going to be happy with me. I can't believe I overslept. It's the second time this month. I'm really going to catch it from Dad. In my rush, yesterday's events were almost forgotten. I thought they were almost forgotten yesterday. I'm surprised to enter the classroom with everyone huddled in groups whispering, "Oh, somebody died. I hope it wasn't Karen." Their phones are out. Most seem to be watching videos. I look around the classroom. The air is tense and I can't shake a feeling of unease. Rhett, Rhett, what's going on? Rhett sees me and waves. He excuses himself from his group and walks over to me. Shorty, you're finally here. Glad to see you're okay. Of course I'm okay. What's going on? Where's the teacher? Is the teacher dead? Oh, no. Stepped out for a moment. I'm worried about Karen. Why is everyone looking at their phones? I think they're looking at the news. Something big happened last night. Why? What's so interesting? Everyone looks really stressed. I look around the classroom again and realize something's off. Everyone is there. Everyone except... I feel the stomach sink with dread. Where's Karen? Oh no, Karen! I knew it! Although I gotta say, Rhett, if you knew our friend was dead or something and you're not being like, Shorty, I have something to tell you, it's serious, I'm kind of annoyed. Rhett looks troubled. She's gone to the restroom, right? She's probably dead. Rhett stays silent. Right, Rhett? Shorty, listen. Class, settle down, please. No one appears to hear her. She clears her throat and speaks a little louder. Everyone, please. The murmuring continues uninterrupted. Guys, shut up! Miss Janice is here! Startled, everyone looks up. She gives Rhett a grateful nod. Rhett can be a mule, but he can put that stubbornness to good use, too. I have some news to share. We shouldn't learn from a teacher, Rhett! You suck! Please, everyone, settle down. They clearly know the news already. We sit down, still murmuring quietly. I know you're all concerned, and I want to clear some things up. We want to stop rumors before they start, and you are all old enough to know the truth. She looks pretty upset. School's haunted, and a ghost killed Karen. I knew it! Karen was found dead this morning. The class broke out in loud, frightened murmuring. Now, settle down, please. A chorus of voices clamor with questions. Settle down. Now, I know you have a lot of questions. Shouldn't they be aware? Because they were all looking at her phones and watching videos. Kind of feels like they already have some idea. The police are still investigating, and we still don't have a lot of answers. For now, the principal has decided it's best for all of you to go home. I feel like you could have called before school and we could have not come. School has been dismissed for the day. Pack up your things, everyone, and don't forget your jackets. It looks like it will storm tonight. The teacher leaves, but the students make no move to follow. They stay behind, talking at full volume. I return to Rhett, shaken. I can't believe it. I was only talking to her last night. I can't believe she's gone. He looks at me with real concern. I can tell he's uncomfortable and worried for me. Shorty, are you going to be okay? I know you two were close. It's hard to think. I don't know. I just can't believe it. This hits so hard because we just lost our family dog. It's so sad. I mean, it will be a long time since when I finally post this, but it sucks to suddenly lose someone or something you care about. I don't know. I just can't believe it. I was just texting her. We were going to work on a project together on Saturday. Shorty, you should go home. Take it easy. But how can I do that when I would be trying to figure out what happened to her? I glance over to what was Karen's desk. For the briefest instant, I see Karen there. She looks at me, eyes empty. Karen opens her mouth to scream, but no sound comes out. She vanishes. Is that George? I don't think that's George. George is the villain. See, I knew George didn't look like the third character. This looks like the cool, aloof guy. I think this does the tickets thing too. This is supposed to be modded to not need the gems. I've spoken about why I don't do the gems if I can help it, because they are maddening. My Ninja Destiny Season Z. Pretty sure it's supposed to be Season 2. But the school has erupted in chaos. Although we were dismissed to go home, many stayed to discuss Karen. Karen. Is this victim 2? Did you hear? Half the police force is at Karen's house. There's the bald student. The news is reporting it's a murder. I hear that they found her body cut clean in half. Wow. Blood was everywhere. It's getting hard to breathe. Rhett, I'm feeling sick. The room starts to spin and I feel myself begin to fall. Rhett immediately catches me and leads me away from our gossiping classmates. They're so considerate. Is this the same hallway from High School of the Dead? He guides me to the nearest water fountain. But now I'm gonna die from school germs. Drink. I obey, grateful for something small to do. There, calm down. Are you feeling any better? No. I don't know. Shorty, look at me. The world has stopped spinning, but it started to get blurry as my eyes fill with tears. Rhett. I can't help it. I burst into tears. Shock, grief, confusion, anger, guilt. I feel it all. I don't know how long I cry. I just do. At last, the tears begin to fade. I just talked to her last night. She sounded perfectly fine. We were going to work on a project. We were going to eat cake. How could this have happened? I try to hold back, but the shock hits me again and I can't stop crying. I feel a hand on my shoulder and look up. Red is looking everywhere but me. He doesn't say it, but I know that in his own way he's trying to comfort me. What should I do? You're about to make your first premium choice. Some choices cost rubies. These can let you access exclusive scenes and improve your relationship with your love interests. I hope I successfully got the modded version. Give him a hug or thank him. Hug. Because if I actually have to try and find the modded version. Oh gosh, it's so loud! I reach up and give him a hug. I can feel his surprise and hesitation as I squeeze, but that only makes me squeeze harder. He relaxes when he realizes I'm not letting go. This music does not feel appropriate for the scene. After another moment, he returns my hug. It'll be okay, Shorty. It's gonna be okay. I don't answer, but I know I don't have to. He gently strokes my hair as he holds me, like he did when we were little. I cry and cry, but Rhett doesn't let go. He just holds me, soothing my hair. When I run out of tears, I look up at him. Rhett looks different from the normal Rhett. He looks angry, confused, determined. It'll be alright, Shorty. You sound so sure. I promise I won't let anything happen to you. Whatever happened to Karen, I promise I'll keep you safe. I'll be here for you whenever you need me. Please, Shorty, promise me you'll count on me. If anything happens to you, I'll never forgive myself. I've never seen Rhett like this before. So desperate, so resolute. I understand, okay. Now I have to go murder a baseball player and try to put him on you. Rhett visibly relaxes. You've always been a worrywart, but I know you're just looking out for me like you always have. So, thank you. I don't know what anyone can really do right now, but thank you. Rhett looks confused. But I haven't done anything yet. You don't need to thank me. You're here, that's enough. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to say anything. You just need to be here, and that's what I need right now. Rhett sighs. This time he pulls me in for a hug. He squeezes me so tightly I let out a squeak. Startled, he releases me. I wipe my tears away and give him a little bit of a smile I can muster. I hear footsteps behind me. Excuse me, miss. Are you Miss Shorty? I was told by your classmates I might find you here. I see Rhett frown, but I move in front of him before he can say anything. Yes, that's me. Can I help you? Yes, ma'am. Your headmaster has requested a meeting with you. He sent the cops. It seems that he wants you present while we ask a few questions. Questions? What kind of questions? We understand that Miss Shorty spoke with Karen Jefferson last night. I'm so sorry to hear about your friend. It's a damn shame. We want to bring whoever did this to justice. And you think I could help? As the last person to speak to her, we hope to get at least a little more information regarding her circumstances. It's George! George is the killer! He was right behind her! Shorty, you don't have to do this. What about a lawyer? You can certainly wait if you wish, miss. It's your right. But the quicker we get information, the quicker everyone gets answers and your friend can be at peace. It's all right, Red. I'll go. Well, I'll see you later? Red hesitates but nods. Okay, I'll talk to you later. He gives my hand a quick squeeze before walking away. Now we're in a different hallway. The policeman and I are silent as we walk to the headmaster's office. Will the headmaster be a shadow person, or will he have a portrait? If he has a portrait, he becomes a suspect. It's always the headmasters, you know. When we arrive, I see that the door to the headmaster's office is open. The policeman sees that I'm nervous. He gives me a smile, and I try to relax. Look at his fancy office. Headmaster is also large. Shorty, thank you for coming in so quickly. Please come in, have a seat. I make my way to the nice leather armchair. We'll try not to take up too much of your time. We called your parents, and they'll be coming to pick you up. I know you're going through a hard time. Let us know if you need a break or need to stop, okay? Thank you. The policeman pulls out a small notebook and a pencil. He looks at me with kind eyes. Now, how do you know Karen? We've been best friends since middle school. She lives a couple streets down from me. You're also in few of the same classes, correct? Yes, we have history and math together this semester. When did you last speak with Karen? Last night. She texted me to talk about the project we were going to work on this weekend. My voice catches in my throat, and it's hard to breathe again. The headmaster notices and gets up from his desk. He puts his hand on my shoulder. I know this is hard to talk about, Shorty. You can stop for a bit. If it's hard for you to talk, would you mind showing us your conversation with Karen? I nod and pull up the group chat. The tears haven't quite gone away and my vision blurs again. I wipe away the tears. Angry they are there. They need my help. I can do this without breaking down. The headmaster takes the phone from my hands. He and the policeman read through the chat. At last, they return my phone to me. Thank you for cooperating, Shorty. I know this is difficult for you to go through. Did this help you at all? Oh yes, it certainly did. I think it cleared up some things. It doesn't seem as if Karen was worried about anything. We can also establish locations. We hope it will help contribute to the case. Could you please send us copies of this conversation? I agree and send them a transcript of the chat. I think this is all we need. We'll have kept you long enough. Oh yes, I apologize for taking so long. We were here 2 seconds. Shorty, please accept my deepest condolences and regret for your friend. We are offering grief counseling to any students who could use it. If you decide to attend, please let us know. We can work around your school schedule. Thank you, Headmaster. I'll think about it. Very well. You may go, Shorty. I leave the office. We have to run into Nick. Oh no, it's George! The killer! Outside, I see George waiting to enter. He is sitting on the edge of his seat, his fingers tapping nervously on the arm. George notices and gives me a weak smile. I try to return it. George is a quiet type, liked by the teachers and respected by our classmates. George, are you here to see the headmaster too? Yeah. Looks like you already saw him. Is this about... He swallows hard. Karen. I don't know George well, but I feel like something like understanding between us in that moment. Yeah, he's just going to ask a few questions. I see. George goes quiet. We could be the last people Karen had spoken to. She probably spoke to the killer. AKA George. Sorry, George. Me too. I know you guys were close. George looks more than upset. He blinks rapidly as if fighting tears. Doesn't show much on his face, though. Should I ask him about it? Give him a hug or tell him I hope he feels better. Giving him a hug feels kind of weird. We don't know this man. I think I would say tell him I hope he feels better. He's not a love interest. He's not on the front. Unless he is the killer. I mean, they did let us date the yandere in one of the other games, so... Tell him I hope he feels better. It must be the shock. We still need time to digest this. I'm sorry, George. I didn't mean to upset you. It's alright. We'll find a way through all this mess, even though I really want to test the gems thing. Because I'm feeling like I'm going to probably have to redo this. That's right. The headmaster is offering grief counseling. Maybe you should take him up on it. Yeah, you're right. I'll think about it. Thanks, Shorty. The door opens and the policeman motions for George to enter. We exchange nods. The door closes behind him. I should head back and find my parents. I open my phone to call them. A small twinge of pain hits me as I see my chat with Karen. It still doesn't feel real. An odd feeling settles over me, pulling me away from my thoughts about Karen. Is someone watching me? I look around, but see nothing. It's gotta be blue-haired guy, right? At the end of the hallway, a window is open. Is one of our love interests a ghost? Must be a draft, then. Should I close the window? We'll close the window. I should close the window. It might rain tonight. I reach the window, the strange feeling not leaving me. I feel almost frigid even though the sun is shining brightly. Shivering, I reach the tall glass windows. I realize I'm several stories up. Am I about to die? I hate heights. Shivering, I reach to pull the glass closed. Doing so, I happen to look down. For an instant, I think I see a pair of eyes watching me. Just quickly, the feeling is gone and I feel warm again. What would Karen think about all this? Oh God, Karen. The events of the morning hit me like an oncoming train and suddenly I'm in a different hallway. The sudden force of the grief makes it hard to breathe. It's impossible to walk down the hall and not think about Karen. Is Nick going to comfort us this time? I pass her desk, her locker, and her favorite spot for lunch, all in this hallway. It's going to be a tough week. I see my parents waiting for me outside, and I'm grateful to see them. Nope, Nick didn't get his moment. The walk to school the next day is just as hard as I thought it would be. Rhett spots me. He jogs to catch up to my pace. What is with this cheery music and this gloomy scene? And we walk in silence for a few minutes, except for the blaringly loud music playing. Although it doesn't make my heart ache any less, his presence is a comfort. Hey, Shorty, how are you? Not great. Not terrible either. I had a long talk with my parents last night and it helped. How is she still not Googled this? I want answers. Oh yeah? I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. We continue to walk quietly. The silence, rather than being awkward, feels comforting. I never have to act like anything other than myself around Rhett. He knows when to give me space and when I need someone to talk to. He really is a good friend. We arrive at the school gate and the school is buzzing with excitement. I hope nobody else died. Rhett scratches his head. I figured everyone would be still wound up, but this is almost as bad as yesterday. Who is it? Is it Miss Janice? Is it the headmaster? I wonder what happened. I feel a tap on my shoulder and turn around. Oh, I knew it! It happened again. The blood drains from Rhett's face. Was it classmate 1? It looks like there's another victim. Who was it this time? I'm not sure, I just got here myself. How do you not learn that the minute you arrive if you find out that something happened? Who should I ask? A group of classmates at the window, the teacher standing by the door. I mean, I feel like the classmates will know, so we'll talk to the classmates. I'll be right back. Everyone in the group is talking in low, anxious voices. I can't believe they're actually making us go to school today. It's such a shame. First Karen, now her. Oh, Miss Janice might be in trouble. Oh, Gary, Ashley, they're getting named. This is bad. What could the connection be? Who knows? Who cares? I just know that they're getting picked off one by one. Don't be dramatic. Hey, guys. I'm just going to cut to the chase. Who was it this time? 3 turned to me in surprise. Haven't you heard? It's all over the news. No, I haven't. That's why I'm asking. It's May. Okay, who was that? May? May Howard? Why? When? Last night. Police say it's the same thing that happened to Karen, cut clean in half. Why would the police say this? This feels like something the police would want to hide. Her mom found her early this morning. Oh, poor mom. That sucks. It's half-body serial killings. Oh my god, that's horrible. They nod sadly. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you letting me know. Hey, Shorty, I didn't say this yesterday, but I'm sorry about Karen. I'm sorry about all you, because you're named. You're all screwed. I know you guys were close. Thanks, Max. Sure thing. I walked back to Nick and Rhett with a new tidbit of information. So, who was it this time? Rhett, that's really insensitive of you. Oh, sorry. I don't know how else to ask. I mean, that's literally how we ask, basically. It's alright. It looks like it's May this time. May? Why? What happened? It looks like our mom found her dead this morning. And how was she killed? Same method as Karen. She was cut in half. Rhett lets out a long, slow whistle. Why are we actually saying that? What a mess. Indeed, and if it's happened twice, it could happen again to any of us. I need to take a stand. I need to do something. I can't do this by myself. I should keep quiet. We're going to fight a serial killer. I'm going to say 2 because what am I going to do? It's a serial killer. I should look into this. Maybe I can find out what's going on and stop it. No one should do this alone. I'm not letting you do this by yourself. I'm in too. They look at me in surprise. Karen was my best friend. May was our classmate. Any one of us could be next. I don't want that to happen to anybody else. Are you sure you want to do this? Red is right. It's probably going to be dangerous. I know. I realize that. But we can't just sit back and do nothing. Fine. If you're doing this, Shorty, so am I. I suppose that settles it. We're going to solve this one together. Although it's a terrible thing, I can't help feeling a tiny bit better knowing my friends are with me. A movement catches the corner of my eye and I look outside. I glimpse a pale figure in the courtyard walking away from us toward the library. Without warning, it vanishes as if it were never there. I'm increasingly suspecting blue-haired guy is a ghost. I haven't got a chance to test the rubies thing. So, plus we've got a bunch of freaking tickets, so we have to continue. The Fate Wonderland. Will you be able to save Wonderland with the help of 3 of its most famous residents? Cheshire can't be looking good, though. My walk to Karen's is usually a short one. Are we going to talk to her poor family? It's only a few blocks away from mine and all downhill. She'd always complain having to walk uphill to my place. I wish she was here to complain just one more time. Today, every step feels like an eternity. I hear the trotting of feet behind me, following me. There's a soft tap on my shoulder. Shorty, I'm glad I caught up with you. May I walk with you? I relax, if only a bit. Of course, I'll be grateful for a little company. Thanks, I'm sorry about, everything about today. Yeah, even the sky seems to know it's not a great day. We both look up at the dark clouds overhead, with the oddly cheerful music again. Smells like rain. I hope it waits until after the funeral, at least. Karen loved rainy days, though. She'd probably get a kick out of it. I also like rainy days. I know you two were close. Yeah, she's been my best friend since middle school. How did you meet? We had an assignment to write a report about our favorite author. She nearly elbowed me in the face in the library trying to get the book I had wanted. But we became friends because of that. I see. Which author? Lovecraft. Sounds like she was a good friend. The best. We walk in silence until it grows nearly unbearable. I grope for good memories with Karen. Talk about Karen's strong points, talk about her weak points. Why would we talk about her weak points? Talk about her strong ones. She was the biggest reader I knew, Shorty. Something happened with the formatting of this one. She could recite Dickinson all day, and she would have named her first cat Tolkien if she had one. I think we're supposed to be speaking this one out loud. I giggle out of memory. You knew her too, right? Yes, for a bit. She had great recommendations for books on the supernatural. Her collection is almost as complete as mine. She was definitely a book hoarder. I wonder what's going to happen to her collection now. We stop as we arrive at her house. I know your daughter was just killed, but can I have her books? I almost think Karen's going to run out of the door any second now. It's hard to believe she's really gone. I feel a warm hand on my shoulder and look up. Nick is silent, but his presence is reassuring. That touch gives me the courage I need to walk through the gate. Karen's other relatives have already arrived for the memorial and are wandering aimlessly. Oh, that's why we're here. I quietly greet those I knew, her aunts, her uncles, her cousins. The ghost! Oh, it's older brother. I briefly catch a glimpse of Karen's older brother, Kane. Who names their kid this? He looks very tired and pale. I didn't know him very well. He was always gone for practice or a big game. He disappears behind a line of relatives sharing their condolences. After some wondering myself, I see the memorial. Dozens of flowers are laid around a large portrait of Karen. Nick and I wait in line to approach it. Once there, I see there are not only flowers, but dozens of things Karen loved. Have we seen this bear before? It looks familiar. Friends and family had brought teddy bears, teacups, books, all cherished mementos she had given them out of love. They are here to give that love back. After an eternity of waiting, it's my turn. I reach the memorial. I'll never have enough words to say what you meant to me, how your kindness changed me. Thank you, Karen. I'll never forget you. I set down my own offering, a knitted bookmark I had planned to give her on her birthday next month. At last I find Karen's mom in the main living room area, surrounded by family. She sees me and motions me to join her. As soon as I am close enough, she envelops me in a gentle hug. Shorty, Nick, I'm glad you could make it. Of course, I wouldn't miss this for anything. You meant the world to her, you know. It was so hard for her to move here and make new friends. You being there opened her up. My sweet girl. Thank you for having us. Of course. Help yourselves to the snacks in the kitchen. I have so many people to say hello to today, but I'm glad you're both here for her. After doing some more mingling, Nick and I agree it's time to leave. As we stand at the doorway making our final goodbyes, I catch a glimpse of something atop the stairs. It's creepy music. This house is gigantic. I smother a gasp as the figure stares blankly at me and then starts to walk away. If it's staring blankly, it must be George. Karen? Nick gives me a sharp look. At the sound of her name, the apparition stops short. She looks at me, still distant, but there's a spark of recognition in her eye. Karen gives me a pleading gaze. She shakes her head and continues to walk away. I lose sight of her as she moved further into the corridor. Everyone else is absorbed in their own conversations. It might be my imagination. Should I investigate? Well, we're going to try this and see if we have to stop the game to figure out. Yep. So, hold on a moment. Okay, we're going to see if this works. Follow Karen upstairs. I had to redo the part where we were walking to her house, but thankfully that's all. I nudge Nick and nod towards the stairs. He turns pale, but nods. Does he see her too? As quietly as we can, we make our way upstairs. The hallway lights are out. I can barely make out Karen's form. Karen doesn't seem to notice we're there. She disappears behind the closed door. I stop short. What's the matter? This is Karen's room. I don't know what could be in there. I understand. If you want, I can be in and out before you know it. You don't have to go in. No, I need to go in. It does kind of make you wonder, like, what do the cops do in a situation like this? Like, if she's murdered in there and, like, her blood is everywhere, do they clean it up? Like, because the poor family. We can go in together, okay? All right. Wow, her room is nice. Look at this pink furniture. We open the door and step inside Karen's room. It's almost exactly how she left it. This family has to be wealthy, except for the chalk lines on the stained floor. It's impressive the police were able to clean things up this quickly. Nick, not the time, seriously. Oh, I'm so sorry, of course. Let's get this over with. I feel like Karen wanted us to find something in here. Alright, let's look around. What are we looking for? Clues about what happened that night. Anything she might have used. Got it. We search the room, trying not to disturb anything. At last, my eyes fall on her nightstand. Nick, I think I found something. He's at my side immediately. Are we going to get caught by the brother? Her cell phone's here. She was using it to text me that night. Why is this here? These cops. The principal told me I may have been the last person she spoke to. Good work, Shorty. That's a real clue. It looks like the police are done with their work here, so maybe we should go. Okay, I couldn't find anything else either, so let's head out. We're just stealing her phone. Everyone is so preoccupied, and no one seems to have noticed our absence. We take the opportunity to quietly leave. To leave quietly. We walk to a park a respectful distance away from the house. I begin to take out the phone that we stole from the crime scene. Nick quickly puts his hand on mine, stopping me. Hold on, I know this may sound paranoid, but let's look at it later. You never know who's watching. Oh, I see. How about the club room? That's perfect. Rhett should see this too. Can you contact him? I think Rhett is busy with his club sport. We should wait until we can meet him. Good idea. Suddenly tired, I find a seat on some swings. Nick sits beside me. What a morning. It was so strange going to Karen's house with it looking like that. How do you think Karen would have handled it? I think for a minute and then giggle. She would have hated all the attention. At least the flowers were dahlias. Karen hated roses. They made her sneeze. You knew her very well. Of course, she was my best friend after all. I sigh. It's not fair, you know. Karen, May. What did they do to deserve this? Why them? Sometimes there isn't a good reason. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. But this is just too cruel. I know, I think so too. I might be labeled the crazy guy for thinking this. But if anyone could understand, I think you would, Shorty. I don't think their deaths were natural. That is, I don't think a human killed them. I think it's something more, something deeply evil. You think this was something supernatural? Yes, I do. I know you don't come to conclusions like that lightly. What are we going to do? It's not exactly something we can take to the police. There's not enough physical evidence for it. They'll never believe us. There are only clues that point to it. I still think they're jumping onto this investigation a little too quickly. We're the occult club. We know how to look for things no one else thinks to. First Karen, now May. Who knows who might be next? Me, you, Rhett, our other classmates? What can anyone do? We can do something, Shorty. The police will do what they can, but it won't be enough to stop something inhuman. We know more about this than anyone. We can do something about it. I'm not going to ask you to do anything, Shorty. I know you, Rhett, and I agreed to do something about this. However, considering that we may now be dealing with something otherworldly, I'm not going to hold either of you to that. I think this is going to be dangerous, and I don't want anything to happen to you. But you just said there's a supernatural serial killer out there. But you're the only other person I can count on to keep her head in all this. Are we the right people for it, though? We're the only ones who can. Okay. Okay, what? I'm saying okay. Okay, let's do this. Are you sure? Absolutely sure? As long as you don't treat me like some sidekick. I wouldn't dream of it. He smiles a little wearily. To be honest, I was afraid to do this without you. I don't know if I can do this alone. I'm glad you're on board. Of course. If I can prevent what happened to Karen and May from happening to someone else, I'm going to do it. It wasn't fair, Nick, what happened to them. I feel sad, but more than anything, I feel angry. I know, Shorty, we're going to put a stop to it, I promise. I believe you. I'll make you a deal. You watch my back, I'll watch yours. Who's going to watch Rhett's back? No one's going to get the drop on us. You have a deal. Well, if I'm murdered at home, he's not going to be there. He holds out his hand. Shake it, give him a high five. I'll shake on it. I reach out my hand, giving him a firm shake. Nice doing business with you. Feelings mutual. I grin. His hand feels warm over mine. Is Sprite moving? Hey, he's breathing! It might be my imagination, but I feel like he lingers a moment longer than he needed. We'll have to see if George breathes. As quickly as I think it, his hand is gone. Feels good partnering up. It's like we're detectives. This cheery music. Me, the eager newcomer, you, the wizened veteran. Okay, Watson, slow down. I'm glad you're eager, but we need to make a plan. You're right, sorry. Oh, what's wrong? That was weird. I felt a sudden chill. I look around trying to make sense of it. It's a ghost. Maybe it's the wind? It looks like it's gonna rain. Maybe. But it felt a bit different from just being cold. I felt like somebody was watching us. Really? I don't see anyone around. But with everything going on, it might not be nothing. I was about to say. Let me take you home. It's getting late. What should I say? Yes, please take me home. It's okay. I can walk home by myself. I'll say please take me home, even though it's really bright out. And home is where the murders seem to be happening. Yeah, I would appreciate that. Thanks, Nick. Of course. Couldn't do less, partner. We leave the park and head towards my house. Do you see anyone around? No, I've looked, but I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary. But just because I don't see something doesn't mean it's not there. Thanks for believing me. It was his idea. Shorty, out of all our club members, you are easily the most astute. I trust your judgment. Really? I've known I could trust it since the day we met. Do you remember? The day I joined the occult club? Sure. There were so many posters pasted on the halls advertising for clubs. I was sitting in the club room for hours waiting for someone to sign up. A few people stopped by, but they all left after I told them about the required reading. I thought it was going to be another year just by myself. Yeah, don't you need members for a club to be approved? But you didn't even knock. You just barged in and signed up without asking, well, anything. Do you remember how you introduced yourself? No, but I bet you're about to tell me. Nick gives me another smile. He plunked down next to me, pulled out the fattest book in the required reading stack, and said, I'm vice president, right? I said that? You did indeed, and that's why you got the position. I always thought that was because I got the most recruits. Honestly, after I dragged Red into it, the rest of the girls followed easily enough. No, it was because of that first day. I just told you that you were after the recruiting thing because it made you feel accomplished. I suppose it did. But truly, I'm glad you're the VP. You're the hardest working, most intelligent member of the club. You bring a life to it I never could alone. Wow, thank you. No, I really should be thanking you, really. The occult club couldn't be the success it is this year without you. We arrive in the front of my house. Nick looks decidedly embarrassed. Well, here we are. I suppose I'll be seeing you tomorrow then. Wait, Nick. Yes? I'm glad to. Glad you're my president. You got me to think about things in ways I didn't think about before. I hope to learn a lot more from you. And about you. Yes, well, he looks too adorable being all embarrassed. I decided to take pity on him. I better get inside. My parents will be wondering why I'm standing out here. Not if they see me talking to a dude. Oh, yes, of course. Well then, good night, Shorty. It's still bright. He waves as he walks away. I giggle a bit to myself as I go inside. Oh, I'm glad we're seeing school because I want to see if one of those 3 named students is dead. School is delayed, but isn't canceled the following day. A small comfort. Not with everything that happens every time we go to school. The sky is gloomy as I make my way to class. The storm keeps growing, but not a single raindrop falls. Oh my gosh! Almost like the heavens are waiting for something to happen. Movement catches the corner of my eye. I'm so jumpy nowadays, although I think I'm justified. Should I check it out? Do we check out the movement? I'm going to follow it, but I kind of feel like I would keep going, but I'm going to follow it. I glance at my watch. I have a little bit of time before the first bell rings. Shouldn't take too long, right? If we get a bad ending, I swear. Rustle behind the bushes overtakes my curiosity. See a flash of color and hurry to catch up. Soon I find myself close to the school. Oh! It's George! Hiding a body. To my surprise, I recognize George ahead as he hastens away. How unusual. George doesn't usually take this road. Is he breathing? He's kind of moving, but it doesn't look like he's breathing to me. Isn't his house on the other side of the school? What's he doing here? Hiding a body! George rounds the corner and disappears. Before I can think about it further, I hear a blood-curdling shriek. Without thinking, I run towards him. I turn the corner as fast as I can. George! He's lying face down on the sidewalk, covered in fresh blood. I stifle a gasp, fighting to keep upright as the world begins to spin. Help! I need to get help! I stumble away from the body towards the school. My mind races as I look as I look for anyone who can help. Rhett! He hears me and turns around. Shorty, what? Follow me, hurry! I start to run. Rhett obeys, trailing close behind. Nobody calls an ambulance. Shorty, what's wrong? What's happening? Are you hurt? No, it's not me. Just come on. He's right here. Rhett, it's George. We arrive at the corner. I had seen my bleeding classmate. There was no one there. I told you something was sus about him. He was right here. He was right here, Rhett. I swear it. He was bleeding and he looked so pale, Rhett. He was dying. I couldn't do anything. He must have been the next victim. Oh, Rhett. I can't help it. I hide my face in Rhett's chest and start weeping. Where is he? Did the killer take him away? Rhett squeezes my shoulders and gently puts his hand under my chin. He lifts my face towards his. Tell me everything. Crying, I do so. Rhett comforts me and then takes me home. George is reported missing, but no body is found. So what would have happened if we'd just gone to school? School is dismissed again. Once home, my parents comfort me the best they can. However, they soon have to leave for work, leaving me alone. I sit on my bed contemplating everything that's happened so far. I'm scared. I can't help it. Unless this is like Time Only Knows where there's bad endings. But involving more people might get them hurt. I'm going to finish this. I clutch Karen's phone in my hand as my resolve strengthens. No one else needs to die. No one. No chapter end. Either that or we picked the right choice and didn't get a bad end. I'm going to have to look it up. But I'm kind of interested so far. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.